Should teens think about marriage? I mean, we're only teens. We should just stick to dating, right? Surprisingly, this is a very important topic, and I'll cover some deep stuff, so check it out. Hi, my name is Gabe Randall, and I'm going to cover whether teens should be thinking about marriage already. And so, first, we should start by defining what marriage is. For many, many years, marriage has been a lifelong union between a man and a woman with the intention of supporting each other and raising their children. Period. That's it. And that's what it had been for thousands of years. And if a relationship doesn't fit that description, then it isn't marriage. So let's go back to whether teens should think about marriage. If you're dating or thinking about dating, then what's the point in dating? Okay. It's to find a spouse in the end. And if you aren't dating to eventually marry, what is the point? So before you even start dating, you need to have thought about this. Be intentional. You need to have a destination in mind and you need to have goals set. As a very prominent grandmother used to say, every date is a potential mate. Also, here we go, we're about to get serious. One of the biggest problems is teens losing their virginity outside of wedlock, outside of marriage. And while that might feel good momentarily, you might be excited about it or something. Are you ready to take responsibility when you hear that in 8 months the baby's due? And besides, when you save yourself for marriage, then you aren't thinking, "Oh, my ex is better than my husband now." That's the type of thoughts that destroy a marriage. And three, if I'm getting married, I don't want another guy or guys leftovers, if you know what I mean. Let's see. So people make fun of virgins and they're looked down upon in our culture. They get made fun of, but I see it as people who realize that they've given away something that's very important to someone they don't care about anymore. And as I mentioned, marriage is a lifelong commitment. They say in their marriage vows till death do us part. So when you're thinking about these things, you need to think, well, will I be a faithful spouse or will I be a faithful companion? And too many kids grow up with a mom or without a dad. According to America First Policy Institute, individuals from father-absent homes are 279% more likely to carry guns and deal drugs than their peers. Fatherless children are more likely to suffer from psychological development issues in poverty, drop out of school, engage in school violence, abuse substances, and enter the juvenile justice system. A bunch of you may have been that kid that grew up without a parent or your parents divorced and I know that that is not easy at all. I've seen what it does to families. It destroys people, honestly. You should be going into relationships that are healthy, not toxic relationships because they don't last. And you don't want them to last because the longer you're in a toxic relationship, the worse it'll be. So if you ever think that there's even a slim chance that you might want to get married one day, then you need to be thinking about this. What type of husband, what type of wife, what type of mom, what type of dad do you want to be? And are you heading in the right direction now? Would you be a faithful spouse? Would you be a loving parent? It's hard to do it if your kids are out of reach because you're in jail. Would you be supporting to both your kids and your spouse? And I know that relationships aren't always easy, but if you care at all, then fight for what you have. Don't simply just give up. Are you a quitter when it comes to things that are actually important? And when you don't go ahead and put things like love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control as a focus in your life, then you will be miserable. You'll have miserable friendships, you'll have miserable relationships, and miserable marriage. So when you focus on what you want your relationships, even just friendships, what you want your friendships to be about and what you want them to be focused on, then that will completely change people's lives. If you're both Christians focused on Jesus and his plan for you, then everything will work out in the end because you have your heart set in in the right direction. So as teens, should we think about marriage? And the answer is yes. There's so much that goes into marriage. It's a lifelong loving commitment, and you need to know how to apply yourself. You need to know how to build up your children, build up your spouse. And if you don't start now, in 5, 10 years down the road, where are you going to be? So I want to challenge you to think about the type of person that you want to be. Even just now, what type of friend do you want to be? What type of attributes do you want see in yourself and want to see in others? And if you've thought of something, then please tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and please share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching. Bye.